What's up, everyone? It's your boy, it's Johnny the 5A here, man. Today, I just wanted to talk about the NBA and the teams that have been eliminated from the playoffs and my predictions on what I think is next for them, or my thoughts on what they maybe should do going into next season, the trades they should make, things like that. So I'm going to start it off with my Cleveland Cavaliers. So the Cleveland Cavaliers went against the Knicks in the first round. The Knicks were able to dominate them on the glass, just were able to dominate them in physicality and just push around the Cavs and bully them really most of the series. Donovan Mitchell played amazing during the series. He played really good for the most part. Donovan Mitchell, I feel, played really good. Um, but everyone else, it was their first time doing the whole playoffs thing. Just a lot of inexperience. Uh, a lot of things just didn't go their way. So yeah, but yeah, for the Cleveland Cavaliers going into next season, man, I'd really try to get some pieces to better our chances on the glass and getting those rebounds and, just some better physicality. So if we do make it in the playoffs, we're not going to be able to get pushed around so easily. We're not going to be able to get, just dominated on the glass. Like I like people like Karis LeVert. He's a great member of the team. I like him on the Cavaliers. But I feel like we need to get a better wing. We need to get a bigger wing, a more physical wing. We need to get someone who could kind of take a beating, who's got some strength to him. We need a more physical wing. A wing who might have a good defensive capability. Maybe someone like a Jonathan Isaac, uh, maybe someone. Maybe someone like a Jonathan Isaac would be a perfect fit, I guess. A good, like, nice defensive wing, someone who could lock someone down and just play really physical. I guess someone like a Jonathan Isaac would be perfect for that. A lot of players, man. A lot of players for sure. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, we just really need someone who could just lock someone down and just, be engaged on that defensive end. We need someone on the wing who could do that. That's really what the Cavs need. They need a good wing defender. They need a more physical wing, and just more size at that wing is really what they need. You know, yeah, they need someone like that, man. You know what I mean. So yeah, I'm gonna say that's what the Cavs really need if they want to do better next season. Get a more physical wing, man. I like Karras and everything. I think he's great, but we need a more physical wing. We need somebody out there who has some physicality, who can lock people down. We need better defense at that wing spot. Need better physicality at that wing spot. So yeah, that's what the Cavs can do next season. Look into getting someone like that. Just look into that, man. For real. Next team I want to talk about is the Golden State Warriors, man. The Golden State Warriors lost to LeBron's Lakers in 6. It was a great series, very good series overall. I feel like LeBron just got the upper hand in that series. But this is the thing I'm going to say about the Golden State Warriors that I noticed from watching the series is the Golden State Warriors' biggest weakness is their physicality, is their size and physicality. The Warriors like to run small ball lineups a lot. And when you're going against a team who has people like LeBron and Anthony Davis, two really big, muscular NBA players with a lot of size, they can end up in a situation where their players can get bully balled in the paint. And I saw that happen a lot in the series. I think the Warriors really need to get a real center out there. They need to get someone out there with more size and more physicality. So they do end up in the playoffs next year and they do end up facing off against someone like an Anthony Davis, a Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns. I'm just naming centers for example here. Nikolai Jokic, whatever the situation may be. They need someone who can be more physical on the glass, who can give them that size out there they most desperately need. You know, I feel like that's what they need. They need to get someone like a Miles Turner, a DeAndre Ayton, a Brook Lopez, hell, even a man, they need to get someone like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, they really need to try to find someone like Rudy Gobert. They could, cause I know maybe the Timberwolves aren't happy with Rudy Gobert. Maybe they could try that. I don't know. But they really need someone more physical and more size on the glass and in that paint area. So I would recommend they get a really good big center. Someone who could really do something for them out there, like a what? Mitchell Robinson. But Mitch ain't gonna trade Mitchell Robinson, but that's just an example. Someone like him, Miles Turner would probably be the best bet for the Warriors if they can get somebody like Miles Turner. Be the best bet because he is very physical on the glass and he can shoot threes. So a guy like Miles Turner would help them out a lot. A DeAndre Ayton, he needs some more He needs a little more development. But I feel like with a team like the Warriors, they could probably develop him in a short enough time to where they can use him for his size, and just he's a bigger center, so it could work for them. Because DeAndre Ayton doesn't want to be on the Suns. The Suns might decide to trade him because he really doesn't want to be there. He already, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. The Warriors got to figure out something, though, for their lack of size and their lack of physicality. So, yeah. And, yeah, I think the Warriors – and another thing that hurts the Warriors is, like, they need to stop trying to support the current generation in Curry and Clay and Wiggins, the championship contending current generation, and at the same time try to build up this newer generation and develop these younger players. Like, I feel like that's something that hurts them. Like, I feel like the Warriors have to take a direction. They got to take a direction here. They got to be one or the other. Trying to do both is hurting them too much. You can't win a championship, contend for a championship, and try to develop players at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You can't try to develop a newer generation and win a championship at the same time. Because you're going to be holding back your efforts to win a championship to try to get this newer generation to catch up to the current generation to win the championship and help, do that. So I feel like the Warriors got to either stick with the new generation, rebuild, or what most likely they should do, and what I honestly think they should do, is stick with the current generation, play to win now, and get pieces to win now. Put pieces around Curry, Clay, Wiggins, Draymond, all of them. Get pieces around them to win now. That is my opinion there. Like, I think players like Jordan Poole and Kevin Looney are great players, but I feel like for a team that wants to try to contend for a championship and win a championship, I feel like those type of players that you have to develop are not what you want. I feel like you want players that are already enough developed to where they can fit in your system, go in there, and work around your star players and create some depth within the team. So yeah, you want to just be win now. That's what the Warriors need to do. They need to get this win. They need to get that win now mentality and make win now moves. That's how I feel they need to do, man. That's what they need to do. Like that's just my opinion. Like if I were them, I'd probably trade Looney for a better center, a center you can win now with. Someone, and this center could be young too, but just someone who has enough experience to where you can win now with, and you could build a winning team around Curry and Clay and Draymond and all of them. Maybe trade Jordan Poole for a better backup point guard if you could find one. If not, keep him on the team. I don't, you know what I'm saying? At least trade one of them to at least make a win now move. Do something to win now. You can't keep going on this path of I want to build a new generation and make a new generation, then try to win with the current stars you have and make a win now situation. You can't do both. It's one or the other. And I feel like the Warriors are struggling with that. So my opinion, go for the win now. Try to win with Curry and Clay for as long as you got them on your sports team, on your roster. Try to win with them. Try to make win now movements to win with them next season. Try to get a more physical, more in the paint demanding center. Try to get someone who helps you with that size and physicality. Try to make some moves to get Curry and Clay some win now pieces. Like I said, Jordan Poole and Looney are great, but I feel like if you're trying to win now, they're not the players you would want. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're more the players who would be happier or would be better off in a more developing situation, like a rebuilding team or a team that's trying to figure out their roster and trying to possibly contend in the future, like one of those teams. But I don't think it's going to be good if you're trying to trying to get a new win now roster. I don't think they're the players for that. Let's talk about the Memphis Grizzlies. Let's talk about the Memphis Grizzlies. Man, I want Ja Morant just to show some common sense. You know what I'm saying? Just don't mess stuff up for yourself. Just to show some professionalism and some maturity. He's making all this money as an NBA player, living a great life for himself. I mean, a lot of us would love to be NBA players and live a great life for ourselves, or at least be in a position to where we can live a great life for ourselves, like Ja Morant can. And he seems like he just wants to throw that away. He recently got in trouble again for some stuff on Instagram, from what I'm hearing, right after he lost to the Lakers, mind you, in the first round. He goes off and does the same shit he did last time on Instagram again, this time in a car. It's like he has to really work on his behavior, work on being more professional, and just understand that you are an NBA player. The things you do, the negative stuff you do, the attention you bring upon yourself is going to impact you 100 times more than it would a regular person, and can really mess up your opportunities, whether it's sponsorships, Nike deals, or even being part of the team. Hell, even being part of the NBA if it gets to that level. Ja really needs to grow. He really needs to work on his behavior, because I want to see Ja win. I want to see Ja succeed in the NBA. He's a great player. I really don't want to see Ja in a situation where he's possibly facing being kicked out of the NBA if it gets that bad. I don't want to see Ja end up in that situation. I want him to really learn to be more professional, learn to control himself and his actions, and just take responsibility and, be a better person and a better player, for his younger fans who are going to look up to him, and just for the fans who want to see him win and succeed because they like Ja Morant, and that's what I want. I want to see Ja Morant win. I want to see Ja Morant succeed. I want to see him act more professional because I want to see him in the NBA for a good amount of time, I don't want to see him kicked out in the next 4 years because he did some dumb shit. Yeah, I really want Ja to succeed. So I hope he does that. I hope he changes his behavior. Hope he takes responsibility, and hope he just becomes a better man, better player. You know, not that he's a great player, but I hope he learns from it, becomes a better man, and have maybe even become a better player from it. So yeah, I really hope Ja learns his lessons and stops doing this stuff and becomes more professional and really does great things. I want to see him in the NBA for a long time, and I'm sure a lot of you do too. So yeah, Ja, please do better. Another one is another team I want to talk about is the Philadelphia 76ers. The Philadelphia 76ers, man, I don't know what's going to happen with that organization now that they lost. You got James Harden, Joel Embiid. You know, you think, okay, these are two great players. James Harden, 12-time All-Star, one of the best offensive weapons you could have on an NBA roster, paired with Joel Embiid, this dominant center. You're thinking, all right, this is our chance. We can make the finals. We can make the conference finals. And what do? They blow game 6 and they blow game 7. And at this point, you really got to wonder, like, what's the direction you're heading in if you're the Philadelphia 76ers? Is Harden even going to want to stay after this? Because I believe he is a free agent. At least, I think he is a free agent coming up this offseason, or at least next offseason. I don't know. I know he's available to leave, though, sometime soon. And if he does, he might go back to the Rockets because I've been hearing some rumors about that. So if he goes back to the Rockets, that leaves you with just Joel Embiid. So the question is, what are you going to do with Joel Embiid? Are you going to try to sign and trade Harden before he walks in free agency? If that's possible, to put some more talent and some more depth around Joel Embiid and try to make one last chance effort to win a ring with Joel Embiid? Or, like, what's the plan here, Because you got this great superstar in Joel Embiid, this great dominant center, just won MVP. And, you keep losing second round. You keep losing second round with this team. The Sixers keep losing second round all the time with Joel Embiid. It's not Joel's fault. Joel's a great player. It's just the Philadelphia Sixers cannot build a competent team around Joel Embiid. Cannot put him with someone who can really take him to that next level. He's been with Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons, and now James Harden, and none of them were able to take him to that level. So, and eventually you got to think, like, yeah, Joel Embiid might end up leaving. He might get tired of it. He might get tired of losing second round. He might say, you know what, I want to win a championship and I can't do it here. And then he's going to leave, and then you guys are back rebuilding a whole nother process. So the Phillies got to figure out something here to win a chip or at least make a conference finals with Joel Embiid, because he's not going to stay if they keep losing second round. That type of loyalty now in the NBA, especially with players having more freedom of movement, is not something you're going to really see a lot. You're just not. If you have those options, you're going to leave if your situation is bad enough. So Philly really has to try to do something with Joel Embiid, with the organization, if they want to, save this thing. So, yeah. Any other teams I want to talk about? You know what? Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the New York Knicks. I just want to say, hey, shout out to the Knicks for getting as far as they did. I never even thought they were going to get past Cleveland. A lot of people had Cleveland taking that series, and they got past Cleveland, made it to the second round, had a 6-game series with Miami. Miami won the 6-game series, but they were able to take it to 6, which as a young playoff team without a lot of experience in the playoffs, doing that is amazing. It really is. So I give them a lot of credit. Great job. Goes out. Good job to them for doing that. Yeah, just keep making slight movements. Just do what you can to make a competent organization. I mean, I think literally the Knicks might just be one big piece away from being a true championship contender. I just think if they get that one all-star, that one really good all-star, that one really good superstar player, I think that could change their organization around completely. Whether that superstar is developed on their own team and just comes out of nowhere, or they get a superstar all-star through free agency, something like that would make them a really good contending team in the future, possibly a really good championship contender in the future. I think they're just that one piece away, maybe 2 piece away. So shout out to the Knicks for getting as far as they did. Yeah, shout out to them. So yeah, I mean, Kings, shout out to them for making the playoffs. Great job. Shout out to them. They're a young team. I'm sure they'll figure it out. Yeah, shout out to them. But yeah, guys. Man, Timberwolves, that's another team I'll talk about real quick before I leave. The Minnesota Timberwolves, I don't know what they're going to do with this Rudy Gobert situation. It doesn't seem like it's working out for them, this Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns thing. Doesn't seem like it's really working out for the Timberwolves. Like, a lot of issues were going on. Like, I believe Rudy Gobert tried to punch one of his teammates. I can't remember who it is at this moment, but he tried to punch one of his teammates. So it seems like this situation just really isn't working out. Rudy Gobert is not working out as a player with Cat and Anthony Edwards. So I think they really need to figure out what to do with Rudy Gobert, like do something, trade him, do something, and then try to build a more competent team around Edwards and Cat, I guess. But I don't know. Yeah, that's how it is, man. Another thing I want to talk about before I leave and stop the video here is the Dallas Mavericks. They didn't make the playoffs because they choked the last game of the season. They would have needed to make the play-in at least. So yeah, Kyrie signed there with Luka Doncic. They ended up losing a lot of their games with Kyrie and Luka, and yeah, and that last game they needed to make at least a play, and they lost and blew their chances. Kyrie is going to be a free agent this offseason because when he signed the deal to the Mavericks, he was going to be a free agent like in about, 6 months, 5 months when that happened. So 4 months when that happened or something. So yeah, so now it's like, what is Kyrie going to do? Is he going to re-sign to the Mavericks? Is he going to sign to another organization? And then at that point, it's like, what are the Mavericks going to do if Kyrie leaves? They're going to have to try to find some way to build around Luka again and, do something to at least keep him on that roster and to keep him happy, because if they don't keep him happy, he could end up leaving, and that's going to hurt the Mavericks organization. The Mavericks just have been taking a lot of L's, a lot of L's lately. They lost Jalen Brunson in free agency. The trade with Kyrie, they lost a lot of their depth, a lot of their pieces that really helped them be that great team they were. So I just don't know what's going to happen if they lose Kyrie. If they keep Kyrie, what's the next step? Like, there's a lot of things that could happen there. But, it's just what's going to happen, What is going to happen? Oh, you know what? There is one team I forgot to talk about. The Los Angeles Clippers, man. Kawhi, Paul George. They picked up Russell Westbrook around the trade deadline, and they go to the playoffs, make the playoffs, and they lose first round to the Phoenix Suns. So it's like at this point, what do you do with this Kawhi Leonard and Paul George pairing? Do you continue to try to win a championship with it? Do you continue to try to build around it? Or do you abandon the idea in general? Because they've been trying to win a ring since the bubble. They've been trying to win a ring with Kawhi Leonard, Paul George since the bubble season. So at this point, it's like, do you continue that? Or do you abandon that idea and try to find another trajectory? That is what I'm curious about. A lot of questions in this offseason. Can't wait to see how it goes down. But let's enjoy the rest of the playoffs, right? We got the Western Conference Finals between the Nuggets and Lakers, and the Eastern Conference Finals between the Celtics and Heat. So I'm ready. I'm ready to watch that. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to see who makes the finals and who ultimately ends up being champion. It's going to be a fun ride. But thank you all for watching. Enjoy this video. Please leave a like. Thank you for watching the video, and peace.